Balocco circuit just outside of Milan to test drive the Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio. The Quadrifoglio is the high-performance version of the Stelvio SUV, which itself is Alfa Romeo's late-coming entry into the SUV market. And what an entry it is. Named Stelvio after the Stelvio Pass segment between Italy and Switzerland in the historic Mille race, the Stelvio Quadrifoglio version bears the brand's traditional good luck charm emblem, the four-leaf clover. It distills the Alfa brand's historic racing heritage into SUV form, and is now the fastest SUV on the Nurburgring Nordschleife circuit. Under the Stelvio Quadrifoglio's slatted and vented bonnet, it's powered by a 2.9-litre twin-turbo V6 engine developed by Alfa Romeo's Ferrari cousins in Maranello, and it develops 510 horsepower and 600 newton meters of torque. Balocco is Alfa Romeo and the whole Fiat Chrysler Group's traditional proving grounds. It's been around since 1961 with various circuits and different conditions to test the cars, including one circuit which replicates some of the best corners from the most famous Formula One tracks. Now we're on one of the smaller circuits, one of the more relaxed circuits at Balocco, and we're driving the Stelvio Quadrifoglio. The Quadrifoglio, as we talked about earlier, is the world's quickest SUV on the Nurburgring circuit. It produces 510 horsepower at 6,500 RPM and 600 newton meters of torque between 2,500 to 5,000 RPM. The turbos are positioned in a hot V position between the cylinder banks, so even though they're single-scroll turbos, the Quadrifoglio spools up pretty quickly, and it's brisk from standstill. Quick off the line, it'll dart from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 3.8 seconds, and it'll top out at 283 kilometers an hour through gears, through its 8-speed smooth shifting and quick gearbox. It shifts quickly, it moves flexible, responsive and versatile. It'll pick up speed very quick. Driving all four wheels, the Stelvio Quadrifoglio's power distribution is heavily biased for the rear wheels, so it has the agility of a rear-wheel drive car. It sends about 100% of its power to the rear wheels under normal conditions, and can alter this with up to 50% going frontwards when needed for grip, for stability. And at the same time, there's a limited slip differential on the back axle that varies power side to side for the added agility and so forth, grip, handling. Its steering is nice and well weighted. It's not too light, not too heavy. For an SUV with big 20-inch alloy wheels, it gives reasonably good feel and feedback for the roads. The car's weighting and front to rear balance, we don't have the figures in front of us, but it's pretty close to 50-50. The Quadrifoglio is offered with standard steel brakes or carbon ceramic brakes. The steel brakes have better feel, feedback, and allow for easier modulation of brake force, whereas the ceramic brakes may feel a bit dull or not sensitive initially, but when they warm up they become better, and ultimately they provide better performance than the steel brakes, and they're much better at fade resistance and so forth. The Quadrifoglio is riding on adaptive dampers, which can be set from actually four different settings: DNA, dynamic, and I think natural or normal. And A is the comfort mode, and there's also a race mode. Now, this doesn't just affect the dampers; it affects the throttle, the engine characteristics, the stability controls, how much leeway they give you through corners, and the gearbox also is affected by the DNA driving modes. It becomes more responsive, quicker, more aggressive through shifts as well. We were driving it earlier on the Lange 21-kilometer track at Balocco, and the Quadrifoglio didn't feel like an SUV. It felt closer to a sports saloon or a large hot hatch in the way it was, in how agile it was in the dips and corners. Meanwhile, through those corners, through that track, you could feel its four-wheel drive sending power back, forth, limited slip differential, and the car was gripping hard, turning in crisp, and holding it through the corner very tight before shooting off onto the straight. It's stylish, it's sexy to look at, it's snarling, raspy, and evocative to listen to. It's quick, it's agile around the track, it's fast in a straight line, refined. The Stelvio Quadrifoglio's the car that has it all. More than that, it's not just a performance SUV, but it's an everyday car. It's easy to live with, got good boot space, plenty of kit, plenty of equipment, good sight lines. The back seats will even accommodate someone of my size. And for a first effort at an SUV, I think Alfa Romeo's hit the mark. And so goodbye from Balocco, arrivederci from Italy, and we look forward to driving the Quadrifoglio in the Middle East soon.